Out what the book might be about. This book is called The Teacher from the Black Lagoon.
Actually, the principal.
Principal? How do you know it's the principal, not the teacher?
Because the teacher thing is crossed out and it said principal.
So Luke sees it crossed off, and I should find that interesting because I used to be teacher. So now it's crossed off, and now it says principal. The Principal from the Black Lagoon. How many of you, by show of hands, have read a book similar to this book? Okay, so I see a handful. Who, again, raise your hand. If you've read a book similar to this, what are some characteristics or traits that might show up in this book? Meaning, what would be similar to another Black Lagoon book? We might see, what might we see?
The little boy.
We might see a little boy in this book.
And his dog.
And
his dog.
Might see his dog.
The dragon.
Okay, might see a dragon. Any other predictions what you might see in this book? You already read it? Okay, good. Thanks for saving it, because that'd be like a no instead of a prediction.
Mrs. Green.
Mrs. Green. One more.
You have a choice to put it down or take it away.
All right, let's get into reading it.
I was going to say the question.
Layla, is that something you can take care of, or would you like me to hold on to it? There we go. This book is called The Principal from the Black Lagoon by Mike Fowler, pictures by Jared Lee. It's the third day of school. I've been sent to the principal's office. What a bummer. What's her name again?
Mrs. Green.
So you see Mrs. Green. You've seen the good predictions. I hear the principal, Mrs. Green, is a real monster. Since I'm reading it, I'm going to change it from Mrs. Green to Mr. Martinson.
Okay.
I hear the principal, Mr. Martinson, is a real monster. Kids go to his office and never come back.
Oh no.
The waiting room is supposed to be filled with bones and skeletons. Doris Foodle was sent for chewing gum. They say her skeleton still has a bubble in its mouth. I walk in, I take a seat, the rug is red. That's so the blood won't show. I hear he uses tall kids as coat racks. Short kids he feeds to his pet alligator. The fat ones he uses as paperweights. The thin ones he uses as bookmarks. I'm too young to be a bookmark. Then there's his 12-foot paddle. It's supposed to have poison spikes on it. If you're lucky, you get put in the cages he has under his desk. Good thing I have a big table, more cages. If you're really lucky, you get sent home in chains. But most kids he keeps for his experiments. Derek Bloom was sent here yesterday. They say he wound up with the head of a dog. They say Freddie Jones has the feet of a chicken and Eric Porter the hands of a hamster. I do like a good experiment. I'm too good looking for the ears of a rabbit. All I did was snatch Mrs. Jones's wig. It's very quiet today. Usually they say there's lots of screaming. Maybe he's in a good mood. Even if I survive, this will affect my whole life. Now I'm going to ask you a question. I'm not asking it to embarrass you at all. For anyone that's ever been sent to visit me, did you feel the same or different than this character?
Different.
I hear some difference. Anybody want to share why they felt different? Why did you feel different?
Because I didn't see any cages
He didn't see any of that stuff, okay. Now you said you felt kind of the same. How so?
Because sometimes you yell.
Sometimes I yell. Who's ever heard me yell?
I'm putting my hand up.
1 out of almost 30, apparently. That's not bad then. I don't think I've yelled yet.
I never.
In the future, I'll be running for president. I'll be ahead in the polls, and then it will come out. I can see the headlines. Presidential candidate sent to principal's office. Uh-oh, there's a shadow at the glass. Now I'm in the jaws of fate. The door slowly opens. Use your imagination now. There's a handsome man standing there. He's a master of disguise. Come in, Hubie. I go in. He closes the door behind me. Now, usually when I change it to a man and a he, everybody laughs at that part. A handsome man is standing at the door. Did you know you can do that when you read books sometimes? A little bit of a change. As long as it doesn't change the author's intention. I look around. There's only the coat rack. It doesn't look like anyone I know. I look around for the alligator. There's only a turtle. It looks a little like Randy Potts. Only a turtle. Now, says Mr. Martinson, are we having a little trouble in class? Well, says I was sweeping up the room, and by accident, Mrs. Jones's wig got caught on the broom handle. Well, we'll have to apologize, won't we? Yes, we will. And the next time we'll have to be more careful? Yes, we will. Yes, we will. Now run along. Is that all? Close the door. Boy, was I lucky. Those flowers on her desk were probably poisonous. Just one whiff and you'd turn purple and die. Fortunately, I held my breath. I went into his cave and I have returned without the ears of a rabbit. I'll have to sweep his office sometime and see if he wears a wig. Come on now, that's good humor, right? I mean, you gotta laugh at that. I'll have to sweep his office sometime and see if he wears a wig. Hopefully be funny because